All right, this probably is going to start out looking just like the, sorry, got a yellow jacket flying around. I don't want him to bite me. Yeah, this is probably going to look a lot like the same setup as the video for my, how I set up my carbine, because it pretty much is. I just got done filming that one. But anyway, this is going to be a video on how I set up my SBR, which I've had for a week. It was a pistol before then. Now, as you can see, it has a stock. It is a Form 1 SBR. And the cool thing is, it only took 5.5 months to get my paperwork back. I sent it off in May, got it back maybe a week or two ago in October. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I was fully expecting to wait almost a year to get my paperwork back. And I actually got the paperwork back before I even had a stock ready for it. So it kind of caught me off guard. But anyway, this is my SBR, and this is how I have it set up for normal guy use. You know, it's not high-speed operator, military, police, whatever. This is how I, a normal guy, have my SBR set up and why I have it set up that way. So first off, a lot of what is on or in this rifle, you have to realize this rifle stays in the house, ready to use by me or my wife, and my wife is not a large person. She is 5'3" and maybe 120 pounds. She doesn't like shooting the full size, 16-inch, because it gets kind of heavy on the end. She's not the strongest person in the world, so I figured I'd make something a little more compact, a little lighter weight for her to use and for me to use also. Which, when this was a pistol, it worked great for that, but the only problem was with the little pistol stabilizer, you can only have one length of pull. So when I had it set up so she could use it, so it was about like that. And when I get it, it's just really small. It's not how I like to shoot. I mean, I can do it, but I really like the adjustable length of pull. So if she grabs it, it'll be like that. If I pick it up and need it, I can sling it back real quick and it'll be set up for me. Another thing, 10.5-inch guns or short barrel rifles, ARs, they kick a pretty good bit more than a full-length 16-inch or 20-inch AR. And so having this stock with a little pad, just something to put into your shoulder, it makes a big difference, especially for her, because she's not used to, she doesn't shoot guns as much as I do, so she's not used to, recoil and all that stuff. So anything to make it easier for her, that's what I went for. But I know you're probably going to say, well, you can put a muzzle brake or a compensator on it and lessen the recoil. That's true. I could put a brake on it and make it feel a whole lot better. But then you got to think about how big of a blast would come out of this rifle if I had a muzzle brake on it, especially just being a 10.5-inch, a huge fireball, huge blast, concussion. And then think about being inside at night with no ear pro on, like in a small bedroom or in a hallway. Think about how much that would wreck you. Say you come out of the bedroom in a hallway and you blast that thing and it hits a wall, 4 feet wide. It's going to completely destroy everything that you're doing. You're not going to be able to hear. You're probably just going to want to throw the gun on the ground and give up at that point. Because having a compensator on my 16-inch gun is bad enough outdoors with ear pro. I can only imagine what one of these would be like inside without ear pro. So that's why I have this flash can. I can't remember, it's either a CAC or one of those companies. A lot of people make them. I got it on sale at Primary Arms, I think. So I got it's a slimline one. Yeah, it's a linear, not really a compensator, but it's a blast forward device. So all the fireball, all the gas, the sound, not all the sound, but the pressure and the concussion is going to go more forward instead of out. And I don't have a silencer for it, which would probably be great at the, the sound and the concussion and all that. But yeah, I think that's another tax stamp. That's another huge purchase, and that's another pound of metal on the end of the gun that I'm already trying to make short and light. But who knows, maybe if she gets better at shooting it, and she can handle the gun a little better, get a little more comfortable, we might see about putting a silencer on it. But for now, went with this for that reason. And the barrel that's attached to is a 10.3 inch Ballistic Advantage Hansen profile barrel. They had a sale on their website. You could pretty much get the barrel and the gas block and get a free upper receiver. So you see the BA on the receiver. It's a Ballistic Advantage receiver. It was basically free, complete upper receiver with the purchase of the barrel and the gas block. So can't really beat that. Mounted on top is a Enforce WML. It's the 400 lumen version. It's the smaller one. I didn't really want to go with the big one. I guess I could have, but you want to keep it kind of light, a little smaller. 400 lumens is, I'm not going to say too much for indoors because you never have too much, but it's enough. And it's ambidextrous. She shoots left-handed, which is another reason I wanted the Enforce to be able to mount vertically on top. So I shoot it right-handed, she can shoot it left-handed. Everything stays the same. Behind it, I have just an MBUS, the polymer backup sights. It's one of those things, you hope you never have to use them, but they're there if you do. They seem to work pretty good so far. I have a few little rail panels on here just for some gription. And have the M-LOK vertical grip, the one that mounts directly to M-LOK. It works pretty good. I usually use a stubby, like a hand stop or a stubby grip, but on a shorter one, it's a little bit closer in. Even with stock here, it's a lot closer to the receiver. And I usually kind of end up doing like this a little more. If you go out, your hand can flatten out, but as you bring it in, your hand kind of goes vertical like that. So that's about how I hold it, like that right there. So that's why I went with the full grip and not a hand stop. It's mounted on a ALG EMR V3. I went with the full top rail because I knew I was going to be mounting a light and a sight, so I needed the extra rail. If you notice, here's the SBR and here's the full length. If you notice, they look a lot alike. Kind of do that for a reason, keep it kind of similar. This is a longer gun made for outside, so it has a bigger light, longer barrel, longer handguard. I can get a little more extension on it. This one's made for inside, close up, so smaller light, shorter barrel, and a more vertical grip. And the rails are exactly the same. The EMR V3. It's from ALG Defense, which is pretty much Geisley. It's like a stripped down Geisley for a little bit cheaper. So you can't really go wrong there. It's lightweight, it's M-LOK. M-LOK's the new rage. It's better than key mod, I think, because more people are going with it. Yep. We've got the upper receiver is a Ballistic Advantage, like I said. Lower receiver is a Palmetto State lower. The receivers don't really matter who they come from because they're all made by the same handful of companies. And then whoever gets it, they put their name on it and sell it with their stuff. They're probably all the same. Or, a lower is a lower. It's all about what you put inside of it. Inside of this is I think a Palmetto lower parts kit, like safety, all the detents, all that stuff. It's a Palmetto State. The trigger is a BCM, what's that thing called? QPC or QPT, something like that. It actually came, it was in this gun, which had the BCM lower parts kit, and it had the BCM trigger, but I got a ALG Defense trigger for that gun, so I put the BCM trigger in this one. It has the Magpul K2 grip, the more vertical grip. I like it just because it's a little easier on the wrist. It does have a bad lever on it. That's kind of an experimental thing. I'm not sure how much I will ever use it because I'm right-handed. It's a gun set up for right-handers, and I don't really need a bad lever. I mainly put it on there for my wife. I gotta teach her how to use it, see if she likes it. If she doesn't need it, I can take it off. You know, you don't have to have it even if you're left-handed. I just thought it might help her out a little bit. Rear sight, Magpul imbus like the front. Charging handle, BCM Gunfighter. This is the Mod 5. It's the small latch. I went with it just so it'd be a little more streamlined. I've got a Mod 4 on my full-length rifle, the medium latch. Went with a smaller one, you know, because just keep it a little slicker. And you know, it's for my wife. She's got smaller hands, but you know, it's big enough for me, small enough for her, whatever. The bolt, BCM bolt. I've got a BCM in my other gun, and it seems to be working great. The main reason I got one in this gun is because it's a shorter barrel. It's a lot harsher on the parts, and I wanted something that would hold up to the higher gas pressure, impulse, whatever, from the short barrel. The castle nut end plate is a Call Valley Precision. The buffer tube also is Call Valley. It's got a stamp on the back, but I don't feel like taking the stock off. But I got it because I wanted the Call Valley buffer, the 4.3 ounce tungsten buffer, to help calm down some of this recoil on the short barrel. And I needed a buffer tube to mount my NFA stock on, so I just got the whole thing, buffer. It was cheaper to get the buffer and the tube and all that in one kit, so that's what I did. The stock is the Magpul SLK. You know, it doesn't have any kind of hardware, no buttons, no QD buttons or slots. It's just got the lever and slides back and forth. It's the shorter buttstock one. You know, this being a short barrel rifle, it'd probably be a little easier to maneuver, having a little bit shorter, and it's for my wife to use also. So I figured it'd probably fit her a little better, being a little shorter. On top, I have a primary arms red dot. I'm pretty sure this is the same as a Holosun because they look exactly the same. They have the exact same features and battery life and same buttons on top. It's probably just rebranded by Primary Arms or made for them. But anyway, it's got hella good battery life, which is good because it can stay on all the time. If one of us needs this, we can pick it up and the dot will be on. Change batteries every 5 to 7 months on my birthday and her birthday. Change all the red dot batteries so they stay rotated. Don't ever have to worry about them going out. It's mounted on a Geisley Super Precision mount I got on sale, actually. It was like half off because the red dot didn't come with a AR height riser, so I needed a mount for it. And Geisley or maybe Primary Arms or somebody had a sale on them. So, you know, half off a Geisley mount, can't beat that. You can't go wrong with Geisley. Especially when you don't have to pay full price for it. So anyway, there is the setup short barrel rifle. That's how I have it set up. You know, if you're a high-speed operator dude and you're looking way cooler than me, you might have a laser device, IR device, something like that. You might have a Surefire, whatever light, tape switch button, doohickey thing on here. You know, and look a lot cooler than me. But they do that for their job, and they usually don't have to pay for any of that stuff. So, you know, if you're just an ordinary dude, and you got an AR pistol or a short barrel rifle, and you know, you just need it for everyday stuff, it's a good way to set it up. This is how I like it. I haven't had it very long, but it seems to be working. You know, this is just an option of some parts that you might consider for yours. The most important thing is set it up and use it. Acorns falling. Use it. Take it out in the woods, shoot it with your friends, shoot some steel, shoot some cardboard, whatever you want to do, and take it to a class and shoot it. Learn how to run it. Learn how to run it hot, fast. That's what she said. Under stress, somebody hollering at you, somebody throwing rocks at you. You know, just find a good instructor, take a class, and get good with it, because you never know when you might need to use it. You guys know the drill. If you like the video and you want to see more in the future, click right here. If you want to see another video right now, click right here. Thanks for watching. So at 10 yards, let's try it with a 5.56 pistol. Is a BCM